Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat again. I wanted to just do a quick walkthrough of the little creepy Halloween library card thing that I did the other day. Just real quick so you could see the end result, and then I have something else that I wanted to do. So you guys saw pretty much this whole side. This one's all dry now and everything, so it goes right in there. But this side is the side that you guys didn't get to see finished. So I decorated all the little tags that I put in these little pockets with the Tim Holtz ephemera. I think I got this one off of Pinterest though, so that one's not in the Tim Holtz stuff, but you could use something else, another picture or whatever. This one I did this creepy witch, picture. That one's pretty weird. And then this one, this little kid for some reason always reminds me of like the Halloween movies. That mask, it reminds me of Jason's Mask or something. The movie creeped me out when I was a kid. And then this is just like a little ad, and I think I got that off of Pinterest too, this one right here. But Tim Holtz has, you know, there's lots of things that you could use for that instead, another picture or whatever too. So I just wanted to show you that's both sides complete. Turned out kind of cool, so it looks neat setting somewhere. Or like I said, you could tuck it into a to an album, and you don't have to do it Halloween. You could do it anything you wanted. So just something kind of fun. And so today I found at the dollar store these little cheap coffins that you're supposed to like fill with candy or something. But I really liked the idea, like Tim Holtz has those coffins, but they're littler. And this one's pretty big. So let me see if I can find my... it's about 8 inches high, and they're at its widest point, it's just about 3 3/4. So it's a pretty good size one. And I sanded it just to take down some of the sheen because it was pretty, you know, shiny and stuff. And then I inked it with the Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress ink. And I put some paper in the back because there was like this funky, weird looking vampire that they printed on the back, and I didn't like that. And I hot glued it to a box top, just one of these kind of boxes, these craft boxes, and I use them for all kinds of stuff, obviously, since there's like glitter on the inside of that one. But anyway, I use them to set stuff up, and I do scenes inside of them and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, this is what I've come up with so far. I wanted to get it started because, you know, it was kind of tedious and took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do it. And this is just leftover paper from that recollections pad that I used on that last project. And then I also put a piece of this paper, and I don't even know who that's by. It's just some that I found a while back with those diamonds on it. And that's the same as in there, because they had this huge tag on here where it was made and all that, and I didn't want that. And then this is some creepy cloth that I got at the dollar store, but you can get it anywhere right now. It's a good time to get it. And then so I was going to use Tim Holtz paper dolls, but they're too little. They're only like this big in here. So I printed out this little girl in black and white from Pinterest, and she had this huge bow in her hair and stuff, but I cut out a little witch's hat and put it on her head. And then this is some of Tim Holtz washi tape in that gold. I just cut it in half the long way so that it was just a thin strip. And this is a piece of his ephemera. She was holding like a ball in her hand, so I just kind of cut it out. See how her finger's up on top? And I put the little ball in the middle that says 31 instead of the ball that she was holding, and that's really all I did to her. I inked the edges, not with the black soot, but with the, which one is it? I think it's Vintage Photo. Yeah, with Vintage Photo. And inked all this, and that's really all I used was the paper, and then I inked the edges. I didn't paint that little cardboard lid at all. I just used ink. So I thought we could work on this a little bit and finish it out so you guys could see what it looks like when it's all done. And what I kind of wanted to do, I have this creepy skeleton that's from the Tim Holtz stuff again, and I'm just going to go around his edges with some black soot. Sorry, I know inking's like the most boring thing ever, but I just didn't get a chance to get around to that yet. Hope everybody's having a good day. The weather's pretty nice here. It's warm, but not as hot as it was. And I hope everyone is safe in the Carolinas and back east with that hurricane. I know that it's starting to calm down a little bit now, but I know there's a big mess left in its wake. So I hope that, you know, at least all the people are safe. That's really the important part. I know it's horrible to lose property and whatnot, but it's a lot worse to lose family members and friends. So I hope everybody's all right. It's horrible that they have to go through that every year. I think of that every fall. I can't imagine having to do that every fall. I mean, I know not everybody does because it just depends on where they land, but it's just crazy. We don't really have stuff like that out west. I know people talk about earthquakes, but knock on wood, we don't. It's not like we have them a ton. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just kind of, I wanted him to come peek up through this because I just thought that was kind of creepy. Sorry, I drank another cup of coffee today. I don't know why I did that. I usually only ever drink one. But I decided I wanted another one, so now I'm jittery. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the back of the skeleton here. I know I kind of probably did this backwards, but I'm trying to figure out how I want him on here. I'm just doing a few dots because I kind of just want to attach him to the edge here. Is really what I'm trying to do. And I think I missed that entirely because I did it on his elbow. And I'm down to about the end of that glue, and all it does is make a gloppy mess, I'm telling you. It's great in the beginning. Love that glue, but it is not great once it gets low because it just makes everything gross. I used hot glue for most of the rest of it. You know, it's just a lot faster, but I don't really love using it all the time. Okay, hopefully that'll dry fast. I might have to use it, but let's see. My old glue gun is such a mess from so many years of projects. And then I, in the Tim Holtz stuff, there's this one that says Thomas F. Little Coffins, Caskets, and Robes. I just thought that was kind of perfect, so I'm going to ink that around the edges while that skeleton dries up. I forget I have this black soot. I don't love using it. I like the way it looks, but my fingers get all black. And they probably get the brown on them too, you just don't notice it as much. I don't like it when I'm trying to, you know, touch your stuff and your fingers are all black. It's kind of not great, so. Anyway, I don't use it very often, but it's perfect for this project. So I think I'm going to put this like right up here, maybe more like that. I'm going to use my ugly old glue gun. It's a beauty. It's been well loved for sure. My kids are so happy because it hasn't been as hot when they go to band practice, marching band practice, so they've been loving it. It's been very nice. Alright, and I think I'll use this cat, and that's from Tim Holtz. It's not a very happy cat. I remember these being you know, big, like you could buy the bigger things to like hang in your window or whatever. We're starting to see it again, this older look, but for a while all you could get was the real, either totally creepy or, I don't know, just really cutesy. And I kind of like these because they fall somewhere in between those. I think I'm going to have to make like a little thing to put on the back of him so that I can hook him into the box without losing him entirely. I don't want him like all the way at the back or anything, so I'm just going to take a piece of this other paper that I have. The Recollections is just scraps from that other thing I used or made. And I'm not sure exactly how long I want it, but I think I'm gonna just fold it, and then it'll stick back into the box, and I'll fold it again so that it holds the cat where I want it. I don't need quite that much. I'm going to ink the edges a little bit just so if you see it back there, it's not, you know, stark white. Okay, just going to get a little hot glue. I love making these Halloween decorations. I've done all kinds of different ones, and I'll show you guys at the end some of the ones I did last year. And if anybody's interested in a video on any of that, just let me know and I will make one. See, I think that'll work good to put it back there like that so that it'll reach to the front without you know, having to glue them to the outside edge, because I'm gonna put the girl closer on the outside and I don't want everything just on the outside edge of the box. So I'm just taking a pencil so that I can kind of get this in here. Hopefully, I'm sorry, you guys are probably looking right at the top of my head. I apologize. That's the tricky part about doing some of this stuff on camera, and I don't know if you saw that, but I just put that paper, hooked it to the back. I folded like an L. I put one half of the L against the cat, took it up to the top, folded it again, and stuck it to the back so that he looks like he's coming out of the box. You can see that maybe right there. You can kind of see him. See, maybe you can see the paper right there. Okay. And then the girl, I think I will put her, kind of want to tuck her behind here a little bit. And I folded her shoe a little bit this way because it was up like this, and then it looked weird because she was like standing up almost like on tippy toes, and it looks a little weird folded, but it's paper, so there's not much I can do about that. Just gonna put a little bit of hot glue on her foot. I think this is working better than the other glue, even though the strings drive me crazy. So I'm gonna put this here, and I'm just gonna, I want to make sure the other foot is kind of as flat as possible just so it doesn't look too strange. But I do want her to come up. I want her hat on this side just so she doesn't get lost back there. So I'm going to glue the edge of her hat right there on the side of the coffin. And see, that's what I don't love about hot glue, because I don't want to see it. And I kind of did that at the bottom too. I had a little spot. And once it's on there, it's just not easy to get off. And that will bug me. So see, that's why I don't like hot glue. I mean, I do use it, but... And I think I'm going to have to put a little kind of on her shoulder because she looks like she's falling back there, sort of, but I think I'm going to use this other white glue and just get a little bit in there. Even if you get some of the white glue on the edge, it's just a little bit easier to get rid of, and it doesn't leave that big, like, shiny spot. That's going to bug me. But I can sand it a little bit again. I just use sandpaper, and I'm sure everybody knows, you know, this is not a new idea. And then I'll ink it a little bit. It's a nice thing when you're doing some of these projects, because a lot of the mistakes can be fixed, luckily, because otherwise I'd never get anything accomplished, probably. But anyway, so can you guys see that? And there's the cat just kind of peeking out behind her leg. Right there. I have a pumpkin, and I'm not sure where I want to put him. It's a funny little pumpkin. Maybe I can just do him kind of like right here. I'll put him on a dot or two, or these squares, whatever they are, with the foam so that he sticks up a little bit. Oh, I need to ink him a little. The biggest thing with these, if you're doing these shadow boxes, and everybody probably knows, you want to kind of get as much dimension going as necessary, but if there's anybody that, you know, hasn't done this before, then that's why I'm saying it. You just kind of want to get as much dimension as you can so that it doesn't look so flat, because it is paper, so if you just like glue everything to the back, it's just going to be really boring. Put two of those on there so that he sticks up a little bit further, and then I'm going to even put hot glue, because sometimes these don't stick great. I mean, they're like okay, but they get dry and then they just fall off. I'm going to put him right here, right up against the coffin. How's that looking? I love this Undertaker and all that. That's just funny. Okay. Trying to think. I have this little bat. I got these at the dollar store too. They're really cute. Ghosts and bats and pumpkins and stuff. But they were like, the pumpkins were a little too cutesy. I didn't want it to be. And I think that kind of is too. That makes it more cutesy than what we got going on here. So I think I'm going to go with that. So yeah, I think that'll look neat with some other things around it. I won't do it obviously just somewhere by itself, but I thought those were great for $1, and they had different sizes. They had little ones, medium ones, and the big ones, and they had this crazy orange colored one. So if if that's all they had when I got one, I would have probably covered the whole thing with paper, but I kind of liked this. It went fine with what I ended up using, so that wasn't a problem. I'll show you a couple other things that I've done. Last year I did this witch. She's kind of kooky looking because I think this part of her body isn't long enough, but I printed her off of Pinterest. It's like one of those paper dolls, and I jointed her all up with brads on the back. She's jointed here too, so she moves. And this was the only part, was the lady that you could get off of Pinterest. So I made her a little hat there. And then these wings are actually lace wings. It was just a picture, like a photo of lace wings. And I just cut them out and inked them up and stuff and put them on her. And then this is her body. And she came with the shoes, which I thought was interesting. She didn't have a skirt or anything, but it was just her body and head and shoes. And that's all that it was. But I just kind of made a skirt. I just should have made it longer, but it looks kind of cool. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be a little bit odd. You know, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but she's neat because you can move her. So this is all just paper, and this is a little bit of that kind of fuzzy ribbon stuff that I put on there. And then I just colored it with colored pencils. I colored her face a little bit because she was just black and white. And then on the back, I just did a dowel on this little funny box. I use these kind of boxes for a lot of things, Valentine's and all kinds of things. But anyways, just kind of made a stand with a dowel, and then I hooked it across her back. I mean, I know that's not beautiful, but all that anybody's really going to see is the front, because I'll set it up like on our mantle or something like that. Just something fun. And then another one that I did last year, and I noticed it's a little warping, but I found these cute little kids on Pinterest, and they're old vintage, like you can find them on postcards and stuff, but these ones, when I clicked on them and copied them, they ended up being large like this, and so I just kept them their size. I didn't have to make them bigger or shrink them or do anything, and so I just printed them out. I put them on some cardboard so that they would stand up a little bit, painted it black. This is just a toilet paper tube that I covered with some paper and put on the back, and then I added glitter, and there's a few sequins and glitter on the eyes. It just looks kind of neat if you have any candles or little lights or whatever around. It kind of shines with the light. It catches it a little bit, and it's cute. I have one other one that I did, but so, you know, these kind of things, maybe not the cute one, but maybe this lady would look kind of cool next to that somewhere, or, you know, some of my pumpkins or whatever. I don't know, just ideas. They just never stop coming in my head. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please comment below. I would love to know what you think, if you like the things that I do. If you don't, maybe what I could do different. I would be happy to take any constructive criticism or whatever. I just really want to continue doing this. I like doing it a lot, so just let me know what you like, and I hope you have a great day. Please subscribe.